The moral nature of the study of the political economy of media. As a student of the field of communication and political science, I have long been dealing with questions surrounding politics, economics, and the media, as three separate fields of thought. However, this course is my introduction to the interface between all three. Political thought stretches all the way back to Socrates and the ancient Greeks and has been developed through thousands of years to include the likes of Habermas and Butler to this day. Modern economic thought stretches all the way back to Adam Smith in the 18th century and has come to include the likes of Milton Friedman in the 20th century. As for media studies, modern schools of thought as diverse as the Frankfurt School under Adorno and the Toronto School under McLuhan show how diverse these three fields really are. Well, today I'm going to be discussing three key points I've taken from this class to demonstrate the interrelationship between them. First, this course has taught me that studies of political economy are fundamentally moral questions. For centuries, economics has been regarded as the neutral, value-free field that deals only with mathematical questions of economic performance. When studying the political economy of the media, however, this moral focus becomes clear. Politics is not just its own realm of thought. Politics necessitates access to the economic levers that drive a national economy, as well as an access to the media to convey messages to citizens. This means that the power structures that are seen in the relationship between political and economic power are reproduced through the media. Therefore, there needs to be a focus on the moral questions of how political actors have come to influence media systems, and how is the financial drive behind every media corporation related to their willingness to embed themselves in political power. Only when considering these moral questions can political economy of the media be used to tackle society's challenges. We can see here in this picture I took of Parliament Hill that the Parliament building does not just represent some neutral structure of power, it dictates the very moral decisions that individuals take. This second point is something I learned from my research project where I examined how dominant Canadian sports media influences the way in which I understand hockey as a cultural symbol. Whenever I would watch or consume hockey content coming from CBC, Sportsnet, and TSN, I would initially document feelings of happiness, excitement, and entertainment. However, as my experience went on, my feelings developed into feelings of wonder, confusion, and disappointment. Not wonder as in I wonder how these players became so good, but rather wonder as in I wonder how marginalized communities would feel about these representations. Whenever issues of homophobia and racism in hockey culture are brought to the fore, they are downplayed as coming from a few bad apples. In reality, this is a culture issue that must be acutely addressed. There is very little representation given to any marginalized voices in the Canadian hockey media. All that is broadcasted reflects already dominant ideologies. This is what I tried to represent in this picture I drew here on the right. This picture demonstrates an unassuming hockey fan just watching hockey, whereas the other person on the right represents the media system, who is taking in all of this content for itself instead of offering it to the viewer. What this represents is that dominant political and economic systems are so ingrained in society that a keen mind for critical thinking is always necessary. Finally, my third point is perhaps the most important. In this course, much was discussed about the rising global instability. Crises are seemingly omnipresent. Humanity is on the verge of climate catastrophe. There is a significant rise in authoritarian-leaning politicians coming to power in traditionally democratic countries, and one of the world's most repressive regimes is trying to flex his military muscles in the face of a sovereign nation. Despite these emerging crises, this course has taught me that in a time of crisis, radical social change is possible. If dominant political, economic, and media structures are too ingrained to notice in normal times, periods of crises represent direct, violent impositions of these structures upon humanity. With this enhanced visibility, the opportunities are ripe for social change. Thank you for listening to my learning summary video essay.